It must have been, it was hot. It was August. It must have been 110 degrees in that yard. I mean, it was a dozen of children, none whom I particularly liked, none who was particularly having a good time. We sat there in a brown patch of burnt up grass. My mother, who would usually plan the day out with military precision, at 2 o'clock, 3-leg races. 2:15, would pass oranges under our chins. And at 3 o'clock, that's when the entertainment arrived. A clown, Mr. Giggles. Mr. Giggles was very old. Mr. Giggles was very old. You know, adults are old to very small children. But Mr. Giggles was very old to very old people. He was old. His skin was the texture of non-colored white raisins. I mean, in any event, Mr. Giggles will pop flowers from his umbrella. He will pull foam balls from behind children's ears, despite the fact, I mean, he was manically cheerful despite the fact that none of us joined in, laughed and moved. But Mr. Giggles, you know, he thought that singing would rouse us out of our collective comas. He would sing to us, 100 bottles of beer on the wall. Only we were 10, so he would sing, 100 bottles of milk on the wall. I mean, not very imaginative was Mr. Giggles. I mean, he went on this demented frenzy, wild for us to perform. I think we all did. We all did, but it was just too hot. He just kept going, but he was at, let's see, I think he went 90 bottles of milk on the wall, then he went 80 bottles, and then I stopped. I couldn't take no more. I laid my head down into the earth and shut my eyes. And Mr. Giggles, he ran at me, he knelt down and he started singing at me loud, shouting what should have been singing was screaming with what should have been infectious joy. I mean, there was another kid, you know, he stopped also. His name was Tommy Leonardo, I think. Yeah. He just put his head forward and just fell silent. Then, you know, Mr. Giggles leapt at him, and then he started screeching at him loudly. 81 bottles of beer on the wall, 82 bottles of beer! Same he did to me. And then eventually all the other children followed suit. It was like spontaneous suicides. Their voices fell silent. I mean, by now, Mr. Giggles was in the throes of a demented fit, crazily jumping from child to child, screaming, 81 bottles of beer on the wall! Spit flying out of his mouth, sweat flying off of him, screaming. I mean, By now, none of us would join in. Well, except for my sister, who would participate in this demented duet at any cost. I watched Mr. Giggles flap his arms like spastic birds. As he missed count completely. It's like he wouldn't give up at no cost. 42 bottles of milk, 48 bottles of milk. And then all of a sudden, he just fell silent, sad, wet look. It was like a pencil broken heap. I mean, the silence was palpable. My sister, abandoned by this, she stared at me. I said, "He's dead," I whispered. Bernadette got up and screeched. She ran across the street. A passing bread truck swerved just to avoid her, went headstrong into a mammoth oak tree, shaking it up. Perched out a cat which fell to its bloody death impaled by the truck's antenna. It splattered all over its windshield.